Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor, Georgia's first licensed astrologer with Astrology 101. And today we're going to be talking about Pluto and the nodes of the moon, a frozen fire. And when you think of plutonium, that tells you about Pluto, doesn't it? Now, everybody's got Pluto in their chart. And wherever Pluto happens to fall, whichever house it falls in, that is the area where you are learning the lesson of control or transformation. Because Pluto, like all of the planets, functions on a very, very high level or a very, very low level. The ramifications of coming from control are that you come from fear and you are controlled by the control. And what this means then is that you are owned by the need to be in control, and you're not free. And we think that when we come from control, we're in charge, but we're not. And so what we want to do, the antidote, is to take charge. Let us talk about Pluto. Now, if you have Pluto in your first house, remember, the first house is your body, your appearance. It is the most personal area in the entire chart. With Pluto there, you are in control or want to be in control of yourself. However, the catch-22 on that is Pluto is another roving delegate for mother or grandmother. And while you feel that you are in control, there's the fear of not being in control of yourself, because on some level, you know that you are being controlled. So the solution is to take Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, and totally transform you. That means out with the old, in with the new. Pluto is all or nothing. If you don't like, let's say you don't like the shape of your feet or your hips, if you want to totally change, with Pluto, you have to change your whole body. Pluto does not renovate one room of a house. It levels the entire house and builds from the ground up. And so with Pluto in your first house, you are an all or nothing person. And when you take charge, when you transform, you will be like the phoenix rising on its own ashes. How wonderful. Now, Pluto in the second house. Okay, Pluto in the second house talks about our money and being in control of our money. And not only that, but earning our money in a way or in a field that puts us in control. Pluto is the detective, like Scorpio, the sign that it rules. Pluto wants to know what's going on under the table rather than what people are displaying on the table. Pluto, like Scorpio, is interested in what you're not saying as well as what you are saying. And so with Pluto in the second house, your money can undergo a total transformation at the same time that you're trying to hang on to it. But your values will be one of control, and if you're ready to transform, you will believe in the power of feng shuiing, which is let it all go. Let's do Pluto in the third house. Pluto in the third house, your thought processes involve control. You have to be in control of what you say, which means you may hold back from speaking, because when you do express yourself, you let it rip. It's an all or nothing deal with Pluto there. It says that your thinking can undergo a total transformation in this lifetime. Now, the third house deals with our siblings, and there can be a very strong control factor from one or all of our siblings. And so you might say, well, doesn't everybody have sibling rivalry? No, not everyone. And they don't all have the element of control or transformation in regard to early environment and siblings. Now, this Pluto in the 4th house is incredibly powerful because the 4th house deals with our home, our emotional security needs, and it deals with the parent that fulfills those needs, or at least we hope will fulfill those needs. With Pluto in the 4th house, your whole family environment involves being in control. Your relatives have taught you this. You must be in control of your home. Well, let's say you live with someone who wants freedom. There's going to be a problem there, isn't there? So with Pluto in the 4th house, there can be a total transformation in, number 1, your emotional security needs, number 2, in the home and family situation, so that when Pluto is triggered in a forecast, it's all or nothing. And it's very powerful. It can be wonderful because it's very liberating. The parent, the nurturing parent, can be a helicopter parent, very controlling, very much you're under their thumb. However, what will happen is in your own home, because we learn by what we experience, what we see, not what we're told, but what we see, that's how you will be, and you can transform it totally. And the liberation you will feel is incredible. Pluto in the 5th house. This is very interesting. The 5th house is the house of how we have fun. It's our passion. It's all the games that we play. And Pluto says, I have to be in control at all times. Well, you can see that there's a little issue going on then if you have to be in control at all times when you're having fun. You will want to control your children. Your children will want to control themselves. And the catch-22 here is just like the moon in the 5th house. Your child becomes your mother, and your mother becomes your child. And there is a transformation, a change in roles between you and children, your own children, of course. However, your creative energies are enormous. There are times when let's say you're a writer, you have no inspiration, you cannot write. And then there are other times when you'll just have to lock yourself in a room because the inspiration is coming like a river. Again, Pluto, all or nothing when it comes to fun, when it comes to creativity. Okay. And be aware that your children can control you. Children will do that anyway, but even more so with Pluto in the 5th. Pluto in the 6th, very, very interesting. Your work involves some form of control, some form of detective work on some level, and some form of transformation. You have got to be in control of whatever job you undertake. And you feel very deeply about it, very passionately about it. Again, it's all or nothing. These are the type of symptoms you can experience health-wise, all or nothing. So let's say, for example, you decide you're going to become a vegetarian, and you get into vegetarianism with both feet. And then you decide, wait a minute, this isn't working after a certain period of time. Okay, you will totally change and go back to eating animal protein, for example. It's all or nothing, especially at work and in service. If you love somebody, if you love an organization, it's all or nothing. Now let's take Pluto and put it in the 7th house. This is the house of partnership, our relationships. And so when it comes to partnerships, it is all or nothing for you. And you will attract people who are very much in control of themselves. The image that you give in your relationships is that you are a controlled person or a controlling person. The plus side is that you can help other people transform. And you can, by transforming all of your relationships, and you can literally transform all of the people that you meet when you make up your mind and you get that you are so powerful. And with Pluto in the 7th, that is what people see about you, how powerful you are. And if you have a relationship that you think is just on the way out, it's not working, you can totally transform it. Pluto in the 8th. Pluto rules the natural 8th house in the zodiac. And so it's 10 times stronger there. The 8th house is the house of secrets and transformation. Pluto is the planet of transformation and secrets. And it's like a bomb. It's a total transformation, all or nothing. Pluto in the 8th house says, in this lifetime, you will work through control issues totally. You will work through unresolved maternal issues, whether with mother or grandmother. And you are a natural psychic detective. You truly are not interested in what's going on above the table. You want to know what's going on under the table. Pluto in the 9th house. Your belief system involves being in control. Very simple. And your belief system will undergo a transformation in this lifetime, which is really awesome because you will start off believing one thing and then totally transform it. And this can absolutely liberate you. Pluto in the 10th house. Now, the 10th house is your career. It's what the public sees of you. And you have to be in control in your career. And you do. So be in control until you're ready to totally transform your public image. And then when you take charge, you're not coming from fear. Pluto in the 10th, people see you as a very powerful person, which you are. That's exactly what you are, a powerful person. And your career can undergo a total transformation, and you can be involved in deep mysteries in your career. Pluto in the 11th house. Well, you've got to be in control of the groups that you're involved with, right? If you're not, you will be controlled. Remember the old expression, kill or be killed, control or be controlled. This is the mentality that Pluto brings with it until we're aware that we can totally transform it. And we do not have to be in control. We do not have to be controlled by the control, which is the fear of not being in control. Your friendship circles can undergo a huge change, or you may be involved in circles that are deep into mysteries. And when I say mysteries, I'm talking about the mystery schools, the spiritual schools, as well as simply undercover schools. And then Pluto in the 12th. Wow. You control from behind the scenes. You feel in control when you are behind the scenes. There is a subconscious fear of being controlled, and you can change that by letting go of the need to be in control. So that's Pluto. Now, we're going to be talking about the nodes of the moon. And every planet has both a north node and a south node. This is not a planet, it's a placement. The north node is called the dragon's head. The south node is called the dragon's tail. They're head and tail of the same dragon. The south node is what you have mastered in past lifetimes. And whatever that quality is, it is so easy for you that you bring it through effortlessly. The problem with getting involved too much with the south node is that it can drain you. So for example, the south node is what you're instinctively drawn to. It's very comfortable, it's the known. And again, it can drain you. So what you want to do is focus on the north node, which is that area of greatest fulfillment, greatest success. And you want to use both the north and south nodes. Now you will be instinctively drawn to both the south node and the north node. So you want to know where both of them are in your chart. Let us start with the first house. And I'm going to start with the south node because that's what you've mastered, that's what you've brought forward. Okay. The south node says, when it's in the first house, you have already put your attention on you in past lives. You've learned how to take care of you. This is what you do naturally. It's instinctive, and you don't need to do it in this lifetime. Directly across the chart from the south node is the north node. I hope you can see that clearly. There we go. This says that this is the lifetime in which your greatest success will come through helping other people. And you might say, well, wait a minute. If I'm instinctively drawn to my south node, as well as my north node, but the south node takes precedence, what do? You use both of them. Remember, it's head and tails of the same dragon. You can't cut the dragon in half without killing the dragon. So you're going to, yes, take care of yourself, but you're going to balance it by helping other people, by focusing on partnership and on the people who mean the most to you. Let's keep going. The south node in your second house. This says that you have mastered your own personal finances in past lives. Money, you can make it. It's not a problem. Now, you will instinctively want to make money. You'll be drawn to it. The problem will be that you'll lose the gift of the north node in the 8th house, which helps other people develop their values, other people's money. Also, the second house is, of course, finances, but the 8th house is the house of the psychic realm, the deeper mysteries of life. And you want to look beneath the surface, and the north node gives you the ability to look beneath the surface at what is going on. So in this lifetime, you're going to balance your money with other people's money. Money's going to be easy for you to do, in other words. Let's look at the 3rd house. The south node in the 3rd house says you've been a talker, you've been a communicator, you're great with ideas, you've mastered that in past lives. What you want to do in this incarnation is follow the north node. In other words, stand back, see the big picture, use that to help the world see the big picture. With the south node in the 3rd house, you can be a talker, and that's delightful. But past a certain point, it doesn't get you anywhere. You just talk. The 9th house is the house of concepts, beliefs, principles. It allows you to see the forest for the trees. With the south node here, you can't see the forest for the trees. You can only see your own opinion. In the 9th house, the north node in the 9th house, you're able to see the forest for the trees and get the big picture and be more philosophical. And once again, you're balancing north node with south node. South node in the 4th house. You have worked through the karma with your family in past lives. Now, that's quite a statement to make. And I can't guarantee that there's no more karma with them. But I can tell you that you've worked it out, certainly with a 4th house parent. You've mastered it. What you want to do in this lifetime is put your attention on your career. But you want to do both. Remember, you want to balance this. So here's a suggestion. If, for example, you have the south node in the 4th house, you love staying home. It's security. That's what you did perhaps as a child, or you were looking to stay. You've mastered that. In this lifetime, you want to have a career. So what you can do is work from your home. The best of both worlds. It works for me. because I've just described my nodes to you. That's what I do. I have my career in my home. And if you ever come to me for a reading, if you live in Atlanta, I'll invite you to come over to my home for your reading. Whereas if you live outside of Atlanta, we do it by phone. I'm still in my house. Get it? Let's talk about the 5th house and the south node in the 5th house. You've worked out and you understand children, your own children. You've had fun in past lives. You've got fun mastered, and you've got kids mastered. You're instinctively drawn to them, and you're instinctively drawn to fun. But the north node is in your 11th house of other people's children. Again, who are other people's children? Everybody else on this planet. And so this is the lifetime in which friends and group activities are important to you. Now, this does not mean that you will abandon your children, but what it means is that you're going to balance your fun and your kids and the whole picture that the 5th house brings us with a more universal humanitarian picture, which is helping other people enjoy themselves and doing what is best for the group, for the whole. South node in the 6th house. You're the one who gets stuck with all the details. You're the one who's always working 7 days a week, 24/7. This is you needing to be busy. This can also drain you. The south node can drain you, and this can affect your health. So we don't want your health affected. We want you to serve, but we don't want you getting stuck with all the details that 6th house brings with it. So, you need time alone, says the north node. You need solitude and privacy and time not to function as a doer, which is the 6th house, but as a beer, which is the 12th house. And isn't that lovely? We're going to reverse it now. And we'll start, I think we'll start with the 7th house this time. Let's say that your south node is in the 7th house. You have mastered relationships in past lifetimes. You have been giving to other people. This is the lifetime, says the north node, in which you're supposed to take care of you and do your thing, do what you want, when you want, how you want, because you can. And you're still going to be drawn instinctively to partnership, whether it's business or personal. If you have strong 7th house, anything in the 7th house, other people. Very important that you have the one-on-one relationship. Okay. With the south node in your 8th house, you have helped other people get money. You have also looked at the deepest secrets of life itself. Now it's time for you to get out there and make some money. This is the lifetime in which to focus on increasing your income. Now, you're going to balance the two because you could increase your income through mutual finances. But it's, again, a money thing, just the reverse of the south node in the 2nd house and the north node in the 8th. Okay. If your south node is in the 9th house, you have flown, you have soared, you have seen the big picture. You're a philosopher. You understand that. You've seen the far horizon. Now, let's bring it down to earth and communicate it. Let's share the big picture practically and logically and simply so that other people can understand what you're talking about. And you have the ability to do that. That's the whole thing about these nodes. Okay. South node in the 10th house. Very interesting. You've had fame in past lives. You've been the leader. You've been the one who's on top. You have functioned beautifully in a career. And you'll still function beautifully in a career. because you have the South Node there. You bring that talent with you to use in your career. But this is the lifetime in which you decided to focus on home and family and your own security needs. You know, career does not necessarily bring security. The North Node in the 4th house says your home, your family, and all of those security needs are what you decided to work on in this lifetime, and they will bring you your greatest fulfillment. The career may be a means to an end, but it's the North Node that's going to give you exactly what you crave emotionally. Okay. South Node in the 11th house. This is very interesting. Your friends have been so important to you. You have been a humanitarian in a past life, at least one past life. You have understood the needs of humanity, the needs of the whole, and you still do. And you'll be drawn to those groups that are involved in helping humanity. However, this is the lifetime in which you want to share that with your own children, number one. Number two, maybe, just maybe, have fun your way. You know, you can get very involved with a group, especially a philanthropic group with a South Node in the 11th house, wanting to help the world. Use that North Node on its highest and best level with your kids, having fun. If you have the South Node in the 12th house, you've had solitude and privacy. Now, what you want to do is get busy being a doer and sharing at work. So, I hope you've enjoyed our session today. Join me again next week when once again we take a look at the zodiac. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours.